hit the button.
I'm about to hit
the button. Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button.
We going live.
Twerk it out. Work it out. Twerk it out. Work it out. Work it out. Twerk it out. Work it out.
Fuck it. Twerk it out. Twerk it out. Twerk it out. Oh,
I cannot.
It's your birthday. Go, Greg. It's your birthday.
Go, Greg.
It's your birthday.
Okay, we live.
We live for real.
all the way live. Let's get it.
Live for real.
Goddamn welcome. How
Yo,
y'all
guess
doing?
what, y'all? I just tried something.
What's that?
I didn't know that I could send our show straight to my TV. Shut up. I'm gonna turn on the volume. Oh my God.
For you to read a little more of the manual and stuff for your devices.
People don't even know what they
You were
have.
The only one
People
like
don't
the bride.
have.
You can come for me like that on live. I got you.
Now you set a precedence today. You set one.
Okay, but we have.
Oh yeah, you started all of the
You
shade.
started this.
Oh my goodness, that is so dope that I can see me on the big. All of us.
All you was trying to do was give Candice.
We about to play this music.
Play this music.
We about
Let's
to
do
play
it.
this music. Oh Jesus, let's go.
KB is on one today.
Oh, with the shoulders.
And I ain't hurting.
Y'all are crazy. Hey,
We ready today.
this is your girl Dizzy, and welcome to another episode of What You Got To Say. First off, before I introduce everybody, we gonna say big up, say happy birthday to Tyrone Greggory.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Look, I should have left that to the singer of the crew.
Oh, Greggory. Look, and she just bust out.
I'm gonna say I was gonna do it like happy. No, we gonna do it.
Oh, you got to be sultry with it? You got to be sultry?
I was finna be sultry. Go ahead, show us what you was gonna do. Come on, KD, give it to me.
Later on in the show.
Later on in the, ooh, all right then. All right, so I'm gonna introduce my crazy co-host and get in with the show. So first off, birthday boy, how you doing, Tyrone Greggory?
Hey, listen, I'm talking about I'm 39, fine as wine. What y'all want to do with it? I get better with time.
Oh,
Hey!
Salute. I love y'all, man. Let's get it.
Dang, he
That's
ready.
what's up. That's what's up.
Hey.
Ready.
All right, what's up, Miss Kela Mahogany?
What's up? What's up? Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
And hello, Miss Cool Candice.
Y'all, what's up? It's time to chop it up. But before we chop it up, I was about to laugh at Kela because I thought she'd be like, she was about to say, what's up, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Ladies.
You legit to quit? Be Angie B.
Ladies. You know, yeah, that would have been dope. I'm not as cool as Cool Candice. And I have not heard It's Time to Chop It Up in weeks. I didn't realize it. It's been weeks.
Yes.
And hey, what's up? How you doing, Mr. Cabana Blaq?
I'm doing good. I'm not due. And we really excited about our boy's birthday.
Yes.
I know that's right. You better brush them eyebrows.
Let them see you. Let them see you.
Let them see you.
That's right. That's right.
I love it.
Head all lined up, head all shiny. Look, hooked up in the back. All right.
Because sarcasm is welcome.
Okay. Always. So the topic of the show today is Coming to America 2. So we have waited a long time for a sequel to be made for this movie. It came out a couple of weeks ago, and I'm telling you, at midnight the day before it came out, the internet was going crazy. I'm telling you, I'm getting tired of these social media spoilers with these movies, man. I be having to scroll real fast every time I see anybody write Coming or To or America. So if you made any posts that were important with the word Coming or To or America on it, I missed it because I didn't want to spoil it for the movie. So first things first, have all y'all seen the movie?
Yeah.
Watched it last night.
Watched it last. What happened to Kela?
You late?
Well, I wanted to watch it on my own time.
What? Where is Kela?
Trying not to answer.
Sorry. I had some malfunctions.
She was doing more noodles.
Why you telling on me?
I know, right? All right, so what did you think? Because there has been a split down the middle of people who said it was dope and people who said it was trash. So what did you think about the movie and why? Go ahead, Greg. Go ahead, birthday boy. Birthday boy.
I'm
Birthday.
gonna tell y'all, look, I got so tired of people dissing the movie. Okay, listen, I'm gonna be 100. It was a great movie. We waited what, 20, 30 years for this?
Right.
And then you got people dissing it. Like, come on, man. These jokers came out of their pocket and did this themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how much out of their pocket.
I'm like, hey, you stating things you need to
I
be
don't
able
know
to
how
back.
much out of they own pocket, but what I'm
Okay.
saying is,
Okay, let's say it.
it was not a grandiose cinematic experience. It wasn't. It was not. It wasn't like the original. It was like, hey, Arsenio, hey, we're gonna do this.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it. And they went back and got as many of the original cast as they could.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
That part was amazing.
And then, for real, the characters were off the chain. Like, my man came through. Wesley came through, bro. That nigga he can't dance. That nigga was like, but still.
I love Wesley Snipes. I love
it. Was
him.
dope. Like, it was so dope. I loved it. I told my kids I need them to watch the original. So I'm gonna sit them down and watch the original with them and then have them watch the second one so they can understand.
Child abuse.
Kela.
What? Kela, stop.
Samuel Jackson was in the movie though. I do. And I wish that the Soul Glow dude was in it. That nigga didn't show up.
Right.
That he didn't want to be a part.
Right. Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, I heard too.
What's your thought on the movie?
I liked it. I think that they did a great job. Honestly, you can't look at this movie with the same expectations of the first movie. It's two totally different time frames. A lot has changed in America and Hollywood cinemas since then. So, you can do a lot more now, whereas you couldn't do then. But in order to keep with the same, coming to America type theme and comedy, I think they stayed true to it. There was still, the same type of, the little slick jabs and, the little one-hitter quitters and the shade that they threw to people. But I think they did a great job. I really enjoyed it. I think they kind of left it to where they can do a third if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
I think they kind of ended it not necessarily on a cliffhanger, but they left it at a point where, okay, if we did decide to do a third movie, there's a storyline that we can lead to that point.
Okay.
But what I didn't like was the backlash that a lot of people gave to it, as if they came in with, I don't know how to put it. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has different expectations of what they expect out of something. I just didn't. I looked at it through a lens of, I was appreciative of them actually being able to come back and actually make a second part for this movie versus everybody that, you know, was like, oh, well, they could have did better. They could have did this, that, and the third. Okay, put your money up. You do it.
Why she talking about me? Why she talking about me like right here?
I like it.
All right, Kela.
Cabana.
Please, Cabana.
I don't know how negative you want the beginning of the show to be.
No, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
I put this spoon in my mouth to eat my pudding.
We want to know what you got to say, Kela.
All right. So I did not look at this movie like the old Coming to America, the original. I looked at it like its own independent movie. I watch a lot of sequels. I'm a Marvel, you know what I mean, head. And so I am all for sequels and stuff. This was terrible. Okay, this was trash. I have no idea who wrote this, who put the things together. Like, I was so disappointed in the first 5 minutes. I was like, what is this corny shit? I felt like they were doing the same jokes as back then, which you can't do now. I don't feel like anything was updated. I felt like the storyline was terrible. How do you find your child? Like, all of a sudden you got this baby and all of a sudden he's about to be a king and you've known him for 2 seconds and everything takes place in Zamunda. It fell flat on its face. We didn't need it. I didn't ask for it. Why did they have to do this to me? I think they could have did a lot better with the caliber of people that they had. I think they could have done a lot better.
You wanted more grandiose?
No, I just wanted a better storyline. The shit did not make sense. And they just repeated everything from the original Coming to America. I think they could have integrated some things, but had a whole new storyline. Why couldn't they just go with his father passes away and then the daughter becomes like, he wanted to change so much, but then when his daughter dies and he becomes a grown-ass man, he doesn't want to change anything. He goes all the way against, the traditions and stuff in the first movie. And in the second movie, he's supposed to be this super traditional man where he goes and gets a child that he doesn't even know to be king of Zamunda, instead of like his character would have done in the original Coming to America, which would have been to put his daughter as the queen of Zamunda and change things, because he was the type of prince who wanted to be different than what, he didn't go with the norm. And so I thought that was all the way just inaccurate of the story.
Well,
Cabana, hold on, Cabana. We'll do retorts, but I want to hear Cabana.
Oh shit.
Put my bulletproof vest on.
Because I got guns for both sides. But look, I'm a real big fan of Coming to America. And I'm a big fan of movies and cinematic movies. So when I watch a movie, the reason why I waited, I wanted to get that out of my head. I wanted to get all the negative opinions out of my head. I wanted to get everything out of my head because it was just so much that I had to clear my head. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna wait. So when it first started, to be honest with you, in the first 5 minutes, I was like, what the hell is this? Because like Candice and everybody said, if you've seen Coming to America, you have a relationship with it. So I'll just put it in 2 categories. I think for nostalgia and just the movie itself, it was great. But what saved that damn movie was the son's baby mama. It's like almost the analogy that I have is like when Marla Gibbs did 227 and then Jack K. Harry became Sandra, she was became the storyline and the saving grace of the storyline. Right. When I looked at the movie, I loved how they integrated the clips from the original. So when you saw the clips from the original, the problem is, and this is the thing, like, I think there was a great storyline, but it was oversaturated in production of music scores. I felt it was too many music scores. I feel like it went too far, because when you look at the real movie, you believe Eddie Murphy's was that character. When I looked at the movie, I found out what the problem was with me. I saw Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see
Yeah.
the character that he made, but I did see everything that Kela, you were saying. There was a storyline. They decided to go against what we was going to expect, because I felt like the supportive characters, the girl, the daughter, she played her role. She fought for it. She proved who she was. The son, he played his role. Like, how you gonna be coming in my home acting like you my daddy? And they from a certain kind of culture, because mama played the urban ghetto mama. They saw some money and some ducats fall. Who ain't gonna be like, well, maybe we should change our mind. I felt like there were things around them that made it feel real. I think because of where we are as far as technology, and Candice, this was a great point that you made. Sometimes technology makes things look fake.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of making it, because when I was looking at the older clips, it just felt like New York City. It felt like Queens. It felt so real. Right. So I felt like the movie got really good towards the middle end. And then there's certain things that I think were super dope, like Tiana Taylor playing. That's a line that you should bring in. Some things I felt like, okay, you're doing too much. Gladys Knight, go sit down. Not Gladys Knight, go sit down, the vocalist. Meaning, like, it was so much production. To Be Loved was perfect. Like, there were certain parts that if you watch the movie, it made so much sense and it was like really dope. But I think because it looked like a TV show and not a movie, and some of that is not the movie. I believe that the way, like, if you look at these new TVs, they make movies and TV shows look like soap operas, like the what's it called, a high definition. If I'm making sense, they make it not look like what a movie felt like back then. So for me, I think the movie was necessary because we do need to see that kind of Black power, that Black money, that Black movement. I think the storyline could have been tweaked, but for me, I think overall, I felt like there was a lot of musical scores that could have been kind of deleted.
Right.
So we could have more of the story. But the son and them girls and everybody around it, they really made it for me. They made it like, and the makeup, the characters. Let's say this. Arsenio Hall, nobody gonna mention him, but he did real good. Arsenio played phenomenal. He did his roles. It was really good. It's just, I feel like it was just a little bit too much musical.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So Coming to America is one of my favorite movies. And it is also my husband's favorite movie. Mm-hmm. And it is funny, he loves this movie because it is a comedy spoof of actual African culture. And so it's funny to him because although it could look very left field to us as Americans, some of that shit is real. Like what they did, things that they do, some of the ceremony, it's real. But he finds it funnier than I do because he knows what the real culture is, what the real culture does. So we had both seen the original Coming to America separately, obviously, because it came back way back in the day. But we watched Coming to America together with our kids last year. My children love it, loved Coming to America. My daughter swears up and down that her grandfather, Papa Missy, is the voice of James Earl Jones because he sounds just like him.
That's
just like him. My daughter turned around to us while she was watching the original one and was like, is this movie about daddy? And I was like, no, it's not. It's not.
That is cute.
Okay, so fast forward to Coming to America 2. I thought that shit was funny, period. I thought it was funny. I think that's what it was made to be. It wasn't made to make no social impact. It wasn't made to move no mountains. It was made to be funny just like the first one was. I think the storyline was accurate because you will find very few tribes in Africa for real, that are going to let a woman step up into a king's position. It doesn't happen. Yes, him going back to the States to find his firstborn son to take his place to be king, that is real. That is a real storyline in Africa. Let's all remember, Zamunda is not a real place.
Exactly. Right. So why are we putting so many?
It's their movie. That's their 28 million to do with that. But what I'm saying, right? That's their 28 million. That's their $28 million story. I know that in most cultures in Africa, if there is a son, firstborn son, alive, he's the king. He's the next king. That's it. There's no questions. There's no back and forth. That's what it is. So I think that was necessary for the storyline, because if he dies and then just, the daughter gonna be the queen, the movie would have been over in 20 minutes.
Right.
Everybody would have held hands saying kumbaya, and she'd be ready to be the queen. So I think that going and finding that son was the conflict that was needed for the story to go on. I love the way she fought for it, because I think that most modern day women would fight for that. I know this culture, I know the customs, I know everything that you've taught me growing up, but because of an old ass traditional rule, you're telling me I can't be queen. That's real shit. It's real shit. And it's real that she fought for it, because that's modern day real shit. Why can't I be the queen? I feel that it was funny. I liked the fact that they did go and reference original clips. I like that they went and reference original comedy, because I don't know how many people actually just jumped into 2 and didn't watch 1.
Right.
I don't know. I really don't know. So I like the references back. I liked the cameos from people who came from the original movie. All of that. I liked all of that. I will agree with Cabana that although for me the funeral was funny, it was too much. And that's where I saw the multiple musical. That part was too much for me. I mean, it was funny, but then after a while, it was like, okay, get on with the story. This is too much going on in the funeral. So I will say that. But I agree also. I love the music. That was not overdone. I liked the costumes. I liked the makeup. I liked the hints of realness that they did portray in the movie. For example, when he took his son out to go snatch the whiskers of the lion, okay? And Eddie Murphy had, I can't remember the original name. If you out there watching, please type in what it is. But he had this thing in his hand that looked like it's not a brush. It looked like someone had taken a bunch of cat whiskers and put it on a handle, and they use it to swat. You use it to swat mosquitoes and flies when you're out in the wild. I was tripping because my husband has one of those. It's passed down from the father to the son at the wedding. Wow. My husband has his that was passed from his dad to him at our wedding. The white garb with the gold design on it, my dad owns one of those. So because it was a gift from my husband's family to my dad. So I saw a whole bunch of familiar stuff in the movie, which I thought was dope I thought it was a dope representation, but at the end of the day, it was funny to me. Do I think it's gonna win Grammys and Oscars and shit? No, but I think it was funny enough for a movie that I'm gonna watch in a couple years again to laugh at. You know what I'm saying? So Grammys and Tonys, no, but all that. So we got people in the audience, a whole lot of happy birthdays. Happy birthday from Denise. Happy birthday from Jasmine. Happy birthday from Ida. Jasmine said she heard bad reviews too, but she felt it was good. It was funny and it was modern. Denise said she didn't like it. She said, Kela, please defend me. I believe you did. Dwayne said that's life. People get what they want and get complacent. I'm not sure what that was in a response.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like it. Okay, got it. Jasmine said right, and Jasmine again said totally agree. So I do have a question for y'all though. Who, even if you didn't like the show or the movie, what was your favorite scene and why?
Oh.
Go ahead, Cabana.
Go ahead.
My favorite scene. Okay, one funny, or just the series.
Favorite scene.
The series.
What was your favorite scene and why?
Okay, my favorite scene is when he was out there waiting for this whole building the trap with the lion, and they had that moment of bonding where they understood that they both are the same. Like, he was saying, like, you're a princess, and you don't have no problems, but no, princesses have problems too. And I felt like that was a great way to show, like, when someone has a misunderstanding, like she feels like you're just coming into my home and taking everything I work for. He's like, I'm coming to find a home because I never had one. So I felt like that was really, like, just dope, because at that point you saw them become, brother and sister initially. Like it was starting to happen. I thought that was really dope.
Okay. Next. Favorite scene in the movie.
I don't know if this is my favorite scene, because there were several that were just hilarious to me. But I liked the part when Eddie was teaching his daughter the combative moves, and they were fighting in the courtyard area. And then the second daughter shows up, and they're both all like, he's showing them each individual like self-defense skills, and if you do find yourself in this type of situation, this is how you can ward off your enemies, whatever situation may be. And he's like, well, I can beat my daughter or whatever, and my two daughters. And the third one pops up, was like, hey, I'm full guard. I got my makeup done. Let's hit it. And all three of them whooped his ass.
That's right.
That was a nod to Black women coming together. We will whoop your ass, hands down.
Right.
Think we playing if you want to. Your feelings gonna be hurt. You're gonna get flipped over on your back, looking up like, how did I get down here? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it happens. So I think that was a funny part, and that part was, I just noticed that it was like a nod to us and how things have changed from the first movie to now. It's like, there's no way that would have happened and in the first movie. You're not gonna have three princesses or three little girls being taught how to fight and being able to actually whoop up on their dad. Like, no, they taught me well.
Gotcha.
Right.
I like that. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, and I was wrong. Dwayne did like it. Oops.
Gotcha. Yeah, so Dwayne said, I did like it. I was saying that in regards to Prince Hakeem not changing the tradition when it came to his daughter. I'm gonna piggyback off that later, Dwayne, because I actually, that's there was a point there that I meant to make prior to, and I didn't, about tradition. So I'll get back to that. But yes, and then he said, and Denise said, I liked it in both movies that the prince picked the love interest based off character and not looks or trying to be in control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Tyrone Greggory, favorite part of the movie.
I want to give a nod back to what Candice just said, though, how she was saying like that's a nod to the Black women, or like how you said it was eloquent and nice. I don't speak as eloquent at times, but it's also a nod to the fathers, though. Not only, now I really want to say Black fathers, but I want to say fathers in general, period. Right. Because you have to teach your daughters, man.
Yeah.
You have to. You got to teach your kids, but for real, you have to teach your baby girls, man. Like, my daughter told me I can't even call her baby girl no more. Like, I'm not baby girl no more. You all these other nicknames you got for me, you can call me that. But you taught me how to do this. She'd come, man, my baby girl be in here trying to tussle with me.
Yeah.
I love it. Then I'll be like, sit down. Boom. And she's like, okay, Dad. So it's like, that's a nod to the fathers though. Like being there is a big thing. So the fact that he went back and got his son was a big thing to me too though. But I didn't like necessarily the context on why he did, but he didn't even know. So when he found out, he went and got his son, period.
Gotcha. Kela, even though you ain't like it, is there a part that you dislike the least?
Well, yeah, the part like Cool Candice said, where the girls were fighting the dad. I thought that was really nice. I thought their costumes looked really good. And it showed, little girl strength. You know what I'm saying? Them fighting and being like, you can't stop us. That's how I used to whoop up on my dad. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't stop me. Yeah, I'm 12. About to put you in this headlock. It did remind me of fighting with my dad when I was younger. So that was really cute to watch.
Okay. I would say that my favorite scene was anytime Wesley Snipes showed up.
Wesley
showed up.
Anytime Wesley Snipes showed up, it was like I was on. Like, okay, what you about to do now? Because he was hilarious to me the entire movie. The whatever accent he picked up, his cadence when he spoke, his cockiness. I loved everything about it. So anytime that he was on camera with anybody, that was my favorite scene. I was waiting for Wesley Snipes to show back up and say something else funny, do something else silly, get his ass beat by Prince Akeem's daughter, whatever it was. He was it for me in the entire movie.
It was his hair for me. Every time he came out with that different hairstyle, it was his hair for me. When he first walked out, I cackled so hard. He had a whole Tyler Perry wig on. That shit was hilarious.
Did you get sexy chocolate?
Did you see the jokes though? Where, because in all actuality, they still showed some close-up pictures of Wesley Snipes and that wig, that whatever wig apparatus attachment.
Yeah.
And they was like, Tyler Perry, whoever did this you need to go to from now on for your wigs for your movies. Because his looked good compared to what I've seen in Tyler Perry movies.
Even the beard looked amazing because I didn't even know that it was a fake beard until the very end. And please shout out to John Legend. Love him. He sung that A Queen to Be. What is the lady that played the stepmother? Because I love her. Like, what is her name?
You talk women, the stepmother or the
get her mom.
Oh, Leslie.
I love her.
She was funny as hell.
She brought me joy because I felt like that was, what every movie needs, that person that makes you like go, oh shoot, what's about to happen? I'm feeling uncomfortable. But it was really good.
I like how they connected her and Prince Akeem's wife connected at the end.
That was dope. That was dope.
Because they could have been real ugly to each other like the entire movie.
Yeah.
I just kind of like, she was like, yo, let's get this Ciroc and let's go act a fool. And she let her hair down and started to act a fool.
But you know what? That goes back to that Black girl magic. If you really think about it, because this is another thing I need to bring up. There is no movie that ever, and Eddie Murphy has said this, he doesn't do any movie that doesn't have messages. It's not meant to be, he's not like it's supposed to be funny. Definitely deliberately puts things in there. And maybe one of the things as we're talking is, if we really think about it, he put more Black girl magic in there because even on the onset of the stepmother coming in, she hugged her. It wasn't like, remember how she gave me, she's like, oh, I'm your mama too. Like, but it was always.
I'm sorry, I slept with your man before he was your man. Good, bring it in, girl. Give me a hug.
Right, like I feel like there was a lot of, it was to me, the magnitude of brown girl magic in the movie was huge. There was a lot of it actually.
Right.
And he brought on a lot of indie people too. I will say, I recognize a lot of people that I know actually in the indie community or some singers and stuff. I thought that was interesting too.
Nice.
Um,
One of my friends commented and said she could have done without the date rape part, but that was kind of the only way to really bring the son in since he didn't know about him at all.
Oh,
And kept
dang.
calling him bastard son.
That
that was funny to me. This is my bastard son. I was like,
Okay.
Bastard son.
I was like, what do you mean?
No, but are we not going to talk about how authentic Rick Ross's accent sounded?
for his 2.5 seconds in the movie.
No, I almost forgot about him.
Look, hey, I died laughing. I rewound it. I rewinded like 3 times just to hear him talk.
Yeah.
His- Nice.
Did they use his house? Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What house?
They said they used Rick Ross's house
For what? For the palace?
for the palace.
Yes.
Ah, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I believe that though.
But that's probably why he got a cute little cameo too. He looked good though. He just slimmed down a lot. He looks great.
Yeah. So a flashback to Coming to America 1, the barbershop scene.
Yes. I was
Baby.
waiting for somebody to get to that.
Baby,
Love the barbershop.
I had to rewind at least two to 3 times because I needed to hear every single thing that barber called them when they walked in the door.
Idiot, I mean.
Hold up. They call him, wait a minute. They said it's Nelson Mandela and Winnie. They said, no, it's Kunta Kinte and Ebola. It's famine and blood diamond. And then at the end, they called that food idiot, I mean.
I love that one.
I laughed so hard. How do y'all feel about them incorporating the barbershop back into this second film?
That was funny, but all them dudes should have been dead by now. If they were old as back then, they should have been dead now. No way they should have made it in this movie.
Really, honestly.
Same
was
thing.
He said, you can't, after 30 years to find a son, you ain't paying no child support. You's a dummy.
I think it was
that
so
was
iconic.
real. That was real barbershop banter though. Like it really was.
Right. I think that's the genius of the movie. Like I said, one of the things that gets overlooked is that Arsenio and Eddie Murphy played 3 characters apiece.
Right,
So
right.
people forget that Eddie is that older white Jewish man sitting with the hat and the glasses, and they added in the voodoo man. I don't remember him from the first one at all, dude. I don't
He wasn't.
remember the voodoo person, like, but I just feel like, man, the barbershop is ingenious. It's so funny to me.
I tell you one thing though, I was surprised that, looking at how everything went, he got to go get the boy to be the king, all that stuff, the male aspect of it. But when they gave the women the royal bag, I was like, oh, the stepmama got a royal bag. I said, oh, okay, they trying to include.
I was cracking up. I kept looking. I was
weak.
I was like, somebody in that water. Reese was like, I said, somebody is in the water. Watch what I tell you. When that dude, I said, I told you, boy. That was funny. That was funny to me.
That was dope.
So I listened to not an article. I listened to an interview between Sway and I forgot the guy's name. The guy who the Soul Clone guy. What's his name? Eric LaSalle?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So they were talking, of course, about coming to America 2 and all of that stuff. And then they posed a question to him about, we know that we all have free speech and have the rights to have opinions. And of course, like I said at the beginning of the show, we heard a lot of people say they liked the show. We heard a lot of people say that it was trash. But where do we find the middle ground where it's someone having an opinion about something versus people being so negative about something that is counterproductive? And so the reason they said that is because I don't know, I'm just saying what I'm speculating based off what I heard on the interview, is that Eric LaSalle made some negative comments in reference to the Coming to America 2. He chose not to participate. Don't know the storyline behind that, did not research that. But then, okay, so I'm gonna want you to fill us in on that. But he started running off at the mouth. And I'm kind of like, if you didn't want to participate, then don't participate at all, but you don't, and then have to bash somebody like that, unless they did something fucked up to you, which you still shouldn't bash, but I'm saying. So would like to know the history as to why he didn't return, and then let's talk about the opinion versus counterproductive.
I think when I was looking at the interview, pretty much he's on a show, and on the show, he said that he did not like the storyline. The storyline would be from Soul Glow to Soul Grow. He would lose his hair and he would be bald headed. And then in the Soul Grow, it would grow into patches. He felt like that's just not something he wanted to do, especially now as an actor, getting a steady gig and working. And for him, if you're not the regular face, steady gig means like this is like his bread and butter, whatever. It's still an opportunity, even though it's, on Prime, it went number one, all these kind of things. But I gather, to be honest, when you do stuff back then, there's so much that happens. And he seems like, to say it, you didn't maybe become what you wanted to, and you just don't want to be the joke.
Oh.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, let's remember, very attractive man, but how many things was he in? And what is he remembered for? It's almost like Tamok, but Tamok is remembered to be Tamok. He's the last dragon.
Right.
He's remembered to be, the Soul Glow, Jerry Curl, wet on the couch parents, and the guy to get his butt kicked and whimpered out. So when I read the article, even though it didn't go detailed, I just felt like the way social media is now, we, like you said, we don't have a happy middle. So you don't know, he probably came on that interview and how many people in DM'd, how people are so rude, so disrespectful, so aggressive. And I think that's what it was. I'm not for sure, but just reading that bit of information, I felt like he was like, you know what, I don't really want to be the joke again.
I can understand that.
Yeah, and that's what I took from it as well, because from what I read, you're right, you're dead on. He didn't like the joke. He didn't want to be the butt of the joke anymore. Yeah. And I get it, but it's at the same time, it's like, dude, it's a movie. Get your check, bro.
It's different when you're in a field that's your profession, and you have not made it, and it's those years later, and we remember the more silly things than the more serious pieces. Like, not in defense of him, but a lot of times people don't get the concept that every opportunity is not a good opportunity for people.
I was about to say, it's like playing chess. Every move is not the best move. You got to make the right move. So,
because if you think about it like this, Greg, look at certain actors and then think about movie roles or TV show roles that they've played. And then when you see them in real life, do people call them by their real name, or do they call them by that one role that you are always going to remember this person for?
He's like Soul Glow forever.
Robert Downey will forever be Tony Stark. We're always going to look at him and be like, that's Iron Man. But he's like, okay, I can do so many more things. He was Sherlock Holmes, for crying out loud. But we're going to look at him as Tony Stark forever. So he's like, snap, I got to do something different.
I can tell you I understand you.
Now, I played how many other roles, and y'all are still looking at me as I'm just this one person. Like, look, think about every actor who has ever been in however many different movies it is. There's that one role that's always going to stick out in your head. And no matter when you see them or when whoever is talking about them, you're going to, remember that time they played such and such? Be like, they always going to be that person to me. Well, that's what I think he didn't want to happen as far as this movie was concerned, which is why he chose not to participate.
Because he had, 20, 30 years to separate from that
persona.
The persona. He had 20, 30 years to separate from that. And now you want to put him back into that and let that stick with him for is Cabana paused?
No, I'm listening.
You were really still, bro.
But hey,
I was trying to look at Greg because I think it's
that
big.
reminded me. I got a delay. Y'all gotta understand. I got a delay, so I keep trying to jump in here, but I'm trying not to cut y'all off. But my delay makes me cut y'all off.
Oh, it's okay.
But Candice, I understand what you're saying because the dude that sang that Cupid Shuffle, he went on The Voice. They can't see him. He sung the Cupid Shuffle and they didn't even turn around for him. And he was like, yeah, all y'all remember is Cupid Shuffle, but y'all didn't believe it was me. So yeah, I understand how old boy feel. He's stuck in a role. He's stuck in that role. That's crazy.
Right. Kela, thoughts?
I think that he was correct. The storyline was trash. Why would he want to be involved in this movie? Like I would have been right there with him. I agree with everybody where it's like, how many times did he have to hear somebody come up to him and be like, so glow or whatever, you know? Like maybe 10 years, you know, even today, he probably still gets it. And so then to make fun of him like he's losing his hair and stuff, I wouldn't have wanted to play that role either.
Okay, I got you. My mom said any of the roles that Eric LaSalle has played, he's always played a conceited individual.
Yes, he has.
And that and so maybe that's like one of those typecast things. You know what I'm saying? Like when you, I know that oftentimes actors and actresses get into that rut. You're always playing the crazy person. Or you know, when you're watching a movie and you see the dude walk in the room and you be like, man, he always playing a dog. He's always a jerk. She always getting cheated on in every movie by different men, you know? And I think that I agree that it's difficult.
They did that to Regina King a lot.
Right, it's difficult to get out of that rut.
Leon, the actor Leon, he gets typecast in everything.
Oh
yeah.
I don't think it's a rut. I think it's these casting directors and you know, networks and stuff just put in people in the roles that they want to see them in, and these people, like, this is their job, and so they have to make money and they can't always choose what they want to do, and so they take what they can to pay their bills. And so I don't necessarily think it's a rut that people in. I think that there is an industry that chooses who they want to put on screen for whatever reason, i.e. why they put so many Black people in just like slave roles and gangster roles, and they didn't buy, you know, real stories about real people. They pushed those to the side because it's about money to them, and they knew what they could and could not push.
But so are we not willing to give any of these people any sort of credit to say, no, you probably don't work well for me. This is my movie. And you don't work well for me in this role. I'll give an example because I use this example every time. I don't think that Tyler Perry should ever be anybody's love interest. He is not he doesn't fit for me. When I watch a movie, Tyler Perry doesn't look like somebody, and I'm not hating on Tyler Perry. It's just when I am watching a movie, if he's somebody's husband, it doesn't feel right. When he's somebody's love interest, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't work for me to see him in that type of role. It may work for other women who love Tyler Perry, like in that fashion. But for me, if I was doing a movie and it was like Tyler Perry or Method Man, Tyler Perry might be a better actor, but Method Man is more believable as my lead role and love interest. Do you see what I'm saying?
But he's only going to be a love interest to your hood rat chick. That's the only, like, he's going to be a love interest to
the hood rat chicks.
No, what I'm saying is that is the role that they're going to put Method Man in. They're not, he's just now getting other roles where he can play a lawyer on Power, but also a Black man owns that. And so, but before that, what was he getting? People who were high, gangsta, rapper, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's when other people were paying for the movie. And with Tyler Perry, I think that he needs to work on that other part of his acting. So I can understand what you're saying. Like, he may not be believable, but Tyler Perry kind of fine now. Like, he working out, you know what I'm saying? Some older lady is gonna love him.
But him and Gabrielle Union in that movie, in Mr. Deeds was the time that I felt he played the great, like, love interest, because I felt the chemistry of the two women that he were with, Gabrielle Union, and I forgot the other lady's name because she's amazing. I don't want to mess up her name, but they're both very amazing actresses, and they know how to become I feel like Gabby knows how to be. Gabrielle Union reminds me of like Jennifer Lopez. It's one thing to try to be something else. She knows her strengths. She knows how to be this type of character. But the other girl knows how to be. She was in that other movie about Oprah Winfrey. And she's been in like Marvel. I want to get her name, but Mr. Deeds. She knows how to be dramatic. She played homeless. She had a baby daughter. So he had these two extremes, but he really showed relationship. Because I get what Dizzy's saying. In other movies, I just be looking at him like, you gay.
Let me ask you a question.
Because that's what people say. No,
Right.
let's be really honest. Like, people want this over masculine type of character in a movie to feel like it's okay. So sometimes when you see a sensitive man, you go, oh. But when I saw that movie and I saw Alex Cross, I was like, wow, he's with people and he's in a role that's believable and it makes sense. It's just like me. Like,
You could do it.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
Yes, you could.
We're not doing that.
Could, because
not
I've
doing
seen
that.
several pictures. I've seen several modeling pictures of you, and I'd be like, damn, I mean.
You could be my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it.
Oh,
And I'll be rubbing on your beard. Stop.
Okay.
Listen, I was
Tandy,
gonna pose a question. I was gonna pose a question, you guys, because we are all entertainers in our own rights, the way we do.
Don't put that on me.
What you say?
He said that on me.
Don't put that on me. I appreciate it, but no,
Okay. Besides you, then.
Yes, she is. Don't
y'all are amazing. I'm just here.
We got video footage. Kela's an entertainer too.
I know she is. I ain't even about to front on her. But my question to y'all is this though. Like Dizzy, you do a plethora of things. Your resume is dope. Candice, your resume is dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kela, whether you want to admit it or not, your resume is dope. Your resume is dope. Y'all do a lot of things. You're multifaceted. But the question is, have you ever felt put in a box for your talent? Like, just because I do this doesn't mean I can't do that.
Me personally,
Why you want to make me cry this morning? Why you try to go so deep? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go ahead, kid.
I say personally, no, because pretty much everybody that knows me knows that I got my hand in everything and I'm going to try and do everything. So no matter what it is, I'm going to do my best to be like, okay, yeah, I can put together that furniture over there. Wait, you gotta give me a second because I'm baking a cake over here. Yeah, I'm gonna go help Dave cut the grass in the yard. Or, oh, you need me to proofread your paper that you have to submit for a thesis? All right, give me a second. Let me get my red pen ready.
Right.
Come on,
and edit with the right notes.
Right.
So a lot of people know that, I'm multifaceted. So with me being that, no, I don't get put in a box. I am the box.
Ooh.
You said that emphatically. You better say it.
I like that answer.
I will say at one point in time, yes, I felt like I could have been put in a box. But I feel that everything in life happens for reasons. And your response to what happens, it depends on, determines where you go at that time. I had a really good conversation on Clubhouse and it was called, what is your pivot? And there was a lot of hip hop and R&B people in this room discussing things that they had gone through in their careers, whether it be music, rapping, acting, whatever, things that they've gone through their careers that made them have to say, well, hold on, well, maybe I can do this too. Because like if someone already says, okay, in the very beginning, I was like, I want to be a rapper. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a rapper. And the industry would not at the time allow me to enter. I had a lot of opportunities where like the career was right here and I was right here. And I just kept getting pushed backwards for like, this is not for you in this industry. And then when it came to a point where I was about to step over that line and say, okay, I'm about to do it, they wanted me to make all these changes to my body and to my physique, like basically build a bitch like Nicki Minaj. And I'm like, yo, you're not about to rebuild me to sell me.
Already built.
Yeah.
Right. So I had to say, nah, I made that decision, said, nope, I will just stay local. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stay local. Then boom, I started hosting stuff. And then boom, people were like, yo, you got this voice. You need to be on the radio. Then boom, situation happened where a comedian didn't show up for a comedy show. We need you not to just host, but also do a comedy set. I had never done comedy before, but 3 double shots of Crown makes a bitch real funny. So I was real funny that day, and so then it was like, boom, I'm this.
Double shots.
Right. So I was like, boom, I'm this. But the thing is that if anyone 5 to 10 days before the pivot would have asked me, can you do this or do you do this? My answer would have been no. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's our job to expand our own box when it's necessary. And I personally would not want to go into a movie and be anybody's love interest. I don't want to. You ain't worried about typecasting and all that. I don't want to be her. I don't want to be her in the movie. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I want. And so because I'm not an actress yet. Well, yes, I am because I've been on stage.
Lies.
I have. But I don't want to be a love
because I was like, whatever.
Look, but I can be somebody crazy aunt. I can do that real good. You know what I'm saying? I can be somebody's crazy auntie.
You are somebody's crazy auntie.
I want to be in a love interest. Come on here.
You are. Well, I'm gonna tell you. There's a comment in the things that said, thank you,
twin.
Look, thank you, Dizzy. Because when Cabana wears that black cowboy hat, I'm like, damn, he fine. Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You don't even know what you do, KB.
Yes. Look, we gonna start putting stuff on What You Got to Say so y'all can see the many faces and physiques of Cabana Blaq, thighs and all. Uh-huh.
Keep my thighs in here.
Hey, so I got a question because I know that, look, there's only so much that we're gonna really be able to talk about coming to America. Either you liked it or you didn't, and you have favorite parts or you didn't.
I mean, we did pretty good.
We did good, but there was something else that we had in our inboxes to talk about today and touch on today. To touch on today. I have not seen it, so I cannot really give that much input on it. I've only seen highlights and sound bites.
Okay.
Meghan Markle and Oprah interview. I did not see it, but I've seen sound bites and clips and stuff.
I agree that
What
I only
say
see
you?
sound bites and clips, but I will tell you this. I kind of felt for the little chick though. Like I did. I kind of felt for her because I don't know if she understood what she was stepping into when she stepped into it, but yet at the same time, it's like when you take away the royal aspect of it, it's like, yo, your in-laws are tripping, yo. Like, what is going on? It's like I don't think she really was ready for what she is in.
Are you talking about ready? Okay, when you first started off your sentence, because I want to make sure I'm understanding. Are you saying she didn't know what she stepped into in her marriage or in this interview?
In the marriage.
Okay, I got you.
I don't think she knew what she was stepping into in that marriage. Like, I think that she was just like, I'm in love. A prince loves me. We gonna get married. Boom, it's us. But then she didn't realize what came with it. Like, it's one thing when, like me and my wife got married, her family, my family, cool, whatever, but we gonna rock this out together. There's a difference when you married into royalty. Like, there is a difference. It's political, it's all of that. I don't think she was ready for that.
Gotcha.
And the funny thing is, just to say this, first of all, whomever you love, you're not gonna know who you're gonna love. You're not gonna have that beautiful decision that you think you do. You know what I'm saying? Because you gonna fall in love with who you fall in love with, whether they hurt you, make you, or break you. You know what I mean? And I feel like for me, the one thing, and I said it before, I remember watching Princess Diana, and I saw the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird for someone that is the son, that was the youngest, to say that he sees the same thing, but he was young.
Right.
So that's a whole nother level. But see, this is the thing. It's not even about the royal part. It's the evil. Like it's a context of evil when you lynch mob to the degree that royalty does, that Britain culture does, you know, all the things that come with it. And Amanda Seales said something that was interesting, because, you know, I watch her and I have a love-hate relationship with her. I love her a lot, and she get on my nerves a lot because she's an extremist. You know what I mean? She is what she is. But she said, you know, didn't you know, Google will never teach you anything about the things that are dark. And the only reason I say that in a statement is that even though I'm in the industry and we are all in the industry, we have not crossed the line of the industry like a Jay-Z and all them. So we have no freaking idea of what it is. Or even like when Kela said about her experience going out of the country.
Right.
Now she know, like, her experience showed her a darkness, whereas we would never know that. So I felt like, if anything, this shows people the real deal. Even with the man, is it named Piers Morgan? This man has been evil since day one.
Yes.
But entitlement, his entitlement was just allowed and allowed. And then finally, people just in his own mind were ganging up on him, and he couldn't take it and became a spoiled brat. I think that
people, one person.
But know what I'm saying is, if you follow his career, because I remember he came from Beyonce, I remember he came from this.
Oh, yeah.
He's had these moments, like he's been this type of spirit for years.
Yes.
But it was like, I think this moment of time that we're in, because the hatred was so heavy on this chick and their family and not having security and all this kind of stuff. How you gonna be royal and not give them security? That's insane. That was a threat. That was to hopefully say, you're not gonna go nowhere because you don't have no security. Like all of this stuff, even with Oprah interview. And then let's remember this: money, it is the root of all evil. Yeah, it's a big old blessing. But when I say the root of all evil, when you become a millionaire in your own family, child, you gonna see who really love you or not. I mean, we see it with Britney Spears. We see it with different people. Money, power. You know, what's my rap group? Lots.
Money, power, respect, what you need in life.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they told the real true stories of what it does. So I felt like her transparency and her fear, but I'll never forget the day she was wearing a brown dress without sleeves. And the reporter said, it was out of nowhere, but he could see it. He said, "Are you okay?" It won't even like he meant to say it, but she was so like gone,
zoned out.
She was just like, "I'm glad you asked me. No, I'm not." Like that thing right there is a thing that people have to understand. Behind these closed doors, behind all of this stuff that's going on, there's an evil that is and needs to be exposed. And we do need to be more educated, but you can't tell somebody, I love that they love, like, well, I don't know if you should do it. I mean, love is a powerful thing. Even though I haven't experienced it to a great multitude, seeing it in other people's lives, you can't choose who you love. And I don't think at 1 minute that she thought, she probably said, I'm a strong person, I'm gonna be able to handle it. Nah.
Shane said the British racism was ripped front and center. And then he said, and Sharon Osbourne. I don't know if y'all heard about that, but we can talk. And then he said, oh no, one black man served Pierce the library, the whole library. And that's why I was saying, no. I know he's been a jerk for years, but that man that day, he didn't even really get to say anything. You just mad because a black man on TV said, pump your brakes, Pierce. You have been attacking. I think he got like 6 words out. You have been attacking this woman since, and he had a goddamn temper tantrum.
Right.
And stormed off and quit. I'm like, wait a minute.
And I'm so glad he quit.
Went home.
6 words to you. So you can dish out a whole lot, but you can't take it. This is why I can't stand past.
And he got something though. It was 2 people because he got that doctor, the black female, that same day, and she was like, "So what?" She was like, "What?"
Right. Go ahead, Kela. She got a whole paragraph on her.
Why she her eyebrows? She touch her ears.
Come on, Kela. What's up?
Lord, okay. I am all for, Meghan and Harry coming out and saying what they did, like 100%. Harry, I love you. Prince Harry, that's my motherfucker. But I think that he has always known what his family was, and he's been trying to do something different for the longest time. Yeah. And so there's a truth that we all don't know, you know what I'm saying, that he knows that helps him with like being able to even do this, to take his wife and move and to disassociate himself from his family. There's a certain type of strength inside of him that we don't know where that comes from. And so I 100% take them on their word, because this is not easy. They could really die for this.
Yes.
For saying some shit like this. However, the rest of the world, we know, like they are the original colonizers. They own most of the world. You know what I'm saying? They have been raping and pillaging forever. They made up the point of being racist against people because of their color, enslaving people because of their color. That is their original idea that they then spread out to the rest of the world. Why are we surprised? I'm not saying that y'all are. I'm not saying that y'all are. The people who are like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I can't believe this is happening. No, we all know what Britain is. And if y'all are surprised that they're asking, first of all, who's this little nigga baby that y'all trying to bring up into this house? What are they going to look like when they come? That's exactly how it came out. And that's why Harry was like, I'm not saying anything, but my child's color was referenced.
Right.
And Pierce with his bitch ass, Pierce Morgan with his bitch ass talking about, but what if they were just asking like what kind of skin tone, beautiful skin tone this child is going to have? You know, that's not the question.
I want to punch him in his face.
You know, that's not the question. You know what I'm saying? And so
I wanted him to speak up.
Yeah. Like, huh?
I kind of wanted Harry to speak up a little bit more than that.
But it might have been, you know what I mean, detrimental to their life. And we don't know that. And at least they came out and said something.
Right.
And then there,
everything too.
Yeah, and I don't believe that. Like, there are some news outlets who are saying, "Oh, this might be detrimental to the monarchy, and this might affect this and that."
Why? Because
the American government, right? All these governments know exactly who the monarchy is. They know exactly what it stands for. They're not confused about it. And this one interview is not going to change their mind about who they are. They know where the bodies are buried, because, like I said last week or the week before, America is just the baby brother to them, to the French, to Britain. Like, this is it. Like, we, and when I say we, I don't mean us. Come from them. We were our ancestors were enslaved by them. Don't get me started, because I was about to go to Haiti. Y'all right? We just talking about this Meghan Markle.
She was about to go on a roll.
I was about to go all the way there about how they supported, you know what I mean? Because they want to say, Pierce was like, well, we got rid of, they were the ones who abolished slavery. As they made Haitians pay back money, you know what I'm saying? They supported them paying back money, the reparations to the French for, for them having to end slavery. Haiti had to pay them. And America and England supported that shit with guns, with violence, until the 90s. So to say that we don't know exactly who these people are, and I don't know how Meghan didn't understand what she was getting into, but I 100% know that she loved Harry, and so she was gonna do whatever. Like, it wouldn't have mattered, and it wouldn't have mattered to me either, if you know what I'm saying. A throuple.
What you got, Candice?
A throuple. I heard that.
Look, a throuple. Me, Sebastian, and Prince Harry. I mean, Meghan can come too if she won't.
Brothel.
Look, Harry been fine. We all do that.
Been fine.
Harry been, look, I've been rocking with Harry since Harry was putting his hands in motherfuckers' faces like this. Like,
Yeah.
Harry was him a sister way back then.
We already knew.
We already knew. We were just hoping it was one of us. But with Harry, I'm really proud of the way that he stepped up for his family. Harry really stuck his neck out there. Like, Harry is being for Meghan what we thought his daddy should have been for his mom, Diana.
Right.
If he had stepped in and helped her, because in watching the Crown and just following their story and how they've gotten to this point, it's like we knew this was coming. It was just a matter of not if it was going to come out, but when. We knew this was coming. One, we knew they were going to be worried about the baby skin tone. Meghan's light skinned, like she's super light skinned. The baby wasn't going to be no darker than her. We already knew that.
We
But
don't though.
y'all were being racist and y'all were trying to figure out, okay, is he gonna be like super dark, or is he gonna have like more of her color tone, or is he gonna be a little ginger like Harry? Like, where are we gonna be at on the color spectrum? Why does that even matter? As long as she has a healthy baby, that's all you should be concerned about. But no, you're more concerned about his skin tone. You're more concerned about, is Meghan going to change Harry? She's pulling him away from the monarchy. Harry knew from when.
Like, do you know the Harry we know? Have you been watching Harry?
He joined the army. Which royal joined the army? I'm just saying.
Harry has been deployed a few times. Harry got his ass dirty. Like, Harry was getting down in the dirt and Harry was ready to fuck some shit up. I rocks with Harry all day. But the way his family is treating him, he knew, like, I saw in the interview that he was like, I have what my mom left me.
Yeah.
Okay. His mom saw this shit coming. She knew, okay, your brother is the firstborn, so he's going to take over. And then if he has any kids, they're next in line. Then you come after that. So she knew way back then, okay, Harry, you're nowhere going to be on the spectrum anywhere unless something happens to all of them at the same time. You way down the totem pole. So right. I can already see they're not going to take care of you the way you should be, because this is your birthright. So with that being the case, I have to make sure that you are taken care of, because I don't trust them to do the right thing by you.
Yeah.
So kudos to his mom, because she was like, nah, we're not doing that. I'm gonna push this to the side. Harry got money.
Amazing.
Yeah, I heard his mom left him $14 million.
She set him up for success. That's what she did. And so he did whatever he needed to do to back away. So and then it kind of seemed like they were trying to make it seem as if, you know, one, Meghan was pulling him away from their family and made it seem as if they didn't want anything to do with the royals anymore, which was completely not true, because you can hear the sincerity in the way Meghan was speaking about the family. She said, you know, they were welcoming when I first got here. Everybody puts on a facade. Like you put on that first person, hey, look, you want to go meet my grandma? That's what we're looking at. It's like, oh man, it's important. I get to go meet the family. He was like, no. Okay, are you ready to go meet the queen? Do you know how to curtsy? What do you mean I know how to curtsy? I'm just going to meet your grandma, because she's looking at it as, okay, I love hanging out with my grandma. She always teaches me things. I love hearing about her old stories, and, you know, just a nice budding relationship is what she's thinking to meet with grandma.
Right.
That's a completely different story when you're going to meet the queen. And so, and she was saying that, you know, she didn't really dig deep into Harry's background or the family's background. When you're genuinely in love with someone, you're not checking their credit history and how many people you done been with and how many kids. Like, there's certain things you need to know, like, okay, how many kids do you have? You know, are they gonna live with us? Are they gonna live with them? Those are things that you need to find out, but you're not looking up somebody's net worth, trying to figure out exactly who they are.
I don't know about that.
I look up net worth.
The twins
That was the unbelievable part for me.
I took her. I took it as face value when she said that part. I don't think she didn't look him up at all. I think she did not dig deep into it to try and make a list of everything that I'm going. I don't think she did that. It's figures like, okay, he's son to this person. This is his mom. This is his dad. Okay, I get it. She looked those parts up, or at least to at least know who she's dealing with.
So she loved him for who he is. Period.
A deep dive to find out his whole family tree to figure out everything. Although Americans have done that, and we know y'all way past the one drop rule because y'all got Blaq in y'all history anyway.
Right.
And so I don't understand why y'all are treating Megan like this. Like, your great grandmama was Blaq, right?
Have you seen them? You know why they didn't want somebody else's bloodline in their bloodline. They look nasty.
That's because of incest. That's why I'm not gonna talk about.
Anybody watch Underworld? You remember when, what's his name came back and he was like looking real pale until he got all his blood in him? Yeah, that's what they look like. They look like iron deficient.
That's
they look real incest.
He said like iron deficient. Hold on, I'm offended because I'm anemic. Stop it.
Me too.
I am.
I will say this. I will say this. Like I said, I didn't watch the interview, but the sound bites and the sound clips that I heard, I was like, I guess somebody somewhere must have thought that just because people had money and just because people were royal, that the thought process was different.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you, if you ask almost any interracial couple, none of their asses was surprised.
I grew up in an interracial family.
Right. Anyone who has friends who are in interracial couples, who are in an interracial couple where there is an African American or a Black individual and someone who is not, I'm not even going to say just white, Black and anything other than.
They really hate us. Like they really hate us.
They're usually, not all the time,
right?
Usually there is a question because look, some of them they not gonna Google to see what can my grandchild possibly look like. They're gonna ask that question. They're concerned. And it's funny because I really actually loved the post that Kela put on her page the other day. I think it was you. Was it the you put a Meghan Markle? And it was talking about like we get what's going on with the royal family, but then let's also remember our own culture and how we are when it comes to the skin tone of our babies and the skin tone of our children.
Yeah.
You have a baby and they're going and checking the color of the ears to see how dark the baby's gonna be.
Absolutely.
Look at the knuckles.
Right. Telling your baby don't be in the sun too long because you don't want them to get dark. I am not that person. Look, go get chocoholic. My hubby chocoholic, go get chocolate. But you have years and years of this being taught throughout our own culture.
You know who started that?
You know why?
The Britain, the Queen, like that royal family.
And the funny thing I will say about the Queen itself, that is such a layered topic because what the Queen in herself had to do to become the Queen. Like we do all these like Netflix and all that kind of garbage. Not saying it's garbage, but when you start talking about real lives, there's no way for the story to come out fairy tale anyway, because for her to become the Queen, she had to deal with some just straight up gutter stuff. Men, all that stuff. And that's why she's, like I say, a person that's really gut and mean and all the kind of stuff. I'm not saying she was mean, but about their life early on, they get real soft later on because as you see Harry and Meghan were what they said about her, I feel like the Queen right now is too old to be even thinking about half of the stuff that they're posting and what PR is saying. I think she's just probably like, well, look, I'm just trying to exist. But the old Queen, the one that had to fight for stuff and do stuff, there's so many layers of traditions that she had to fight through because they thought she was, I'll just say trash for now. I'm looking for a word. The same way that they felt about Prince Charles and Prince Charles's kids, they felt like she would bring what she's brought. Men marrying outside of the realm of what they're accustomed to, bringing in different ideals and beliefs. You know, the queen herself was a woman. You know, and so I always try to, you know, now I kind of take a little bit from Dizzy. I always try to go back, like before the solution and the problem, and find out
the root.
And even with her, to me, even though she may have her own issues and things we see, she was the first real true rebel of the whole situation, because she wasn't supposed to be that. They didn't want that at all.
Got you. So we almost at 2:15, 2:18. So we're gonna do roundabout. Last minute, last words. Let me check some. Oh yes, our illustrious Rodney Williams jumped in and said they hate us because they ain't us. Yes, bro. All right, so roundabout, last words. Let's start with Cabana Blaq.
Oh dang. Okay, wait a minute.
He got to bring up his notes.
I wrote something.
Don't
Don't you do that. I mean, hold on.
You can't go.
All right, here we go. I wrote something when we got to this part as far as Megan and stuff, and it's entitled "Black is Beautiful," and it's something just to make people think about maybe the reason why when Kela said they hate us, maybe just make you think. Black is legendary. Black never dies. It actually wakes up with the sunrise. All colors come from Black, and that's not fiction, but nonfiction, with no spaces for lies, but all facts. Black is brave. Black is not a slave, because slavery is in the chains that imprison my people, but not Black itself. Not my Black people, because Black is revolutionary. Black is war without hate, but bittersweet anger, being released from the hate of the oppressor that hates us so much. Because Black is church. It brings word. It brings light. It brings life. Even when we are beaten, Black does not crumble. Black does not divide. It instead multiplies, especially when pressure is applied. Black is the color that refuses to change or can be changed. Black is dominant. Black is power. So why are they fighting against Black? Because Black will forever be beautiful.
I love that. I love that. Look, I don't even want to hear nothing else.
I don't either.
Look, nobody want to say nothing else. No, I'm just joking. Look, you got anything, Kela? Got anything, Tyrone, Greggory? Got anything, Miss Candice? We need your word, though. We need your word.
I need y'all to wash your hands and continue to wear your mask, because don't be like Texas and so many other states that decided they was gonna lift the mandate. Y'all, we made it this far. Come on, y'all. We all want to go outside and play. We do. Come on, y'all, do right.
Say it though.
And when you go outside, we don't want to smell you. So wash your face, wash your hands, wash your ass.
Yes, I have no ending words because Cabana's words were perfect. I will say,
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I will just
Be careful.
Just remember what you got to say. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are streaming through Anchor and 7 other podcast platforms. We shall see you next week, Sunday, 1 p.m. We'll post the show topic on Wednesday. We love y'all. God bless y'all. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Thank